Hi friends, now we will go to the second unit of the text, that is Heights of Harmony. As an introduction to this unit, Heights of Harmony, it is said that little deeds of kindness and little words of love will make the earth a heaven. Man is a social animal. In order to maintain good relationship with our fellow beings, we should have certain qualities and principles. We should have the fundamental qualities like love, tolerance, patience, kindness, and brotherhood to have a harmonious life. Albert Einstein remarked that compassionate people are genius in the art of living because they contribute much to the society in the form of dignity, security, and joy of humanity than the discoverers of knowledge. Again, the students are asked to think about the role played by individuals, political parties, NGOs, and government for the welfare of the people. The second unit comprises a poem, Mending Wall, a story, Amigo Brothers, and a one-act play, The Hour of Truth. Now we will go to the poem, Mending Wall. Fraternity and tolerance are the two qualities that help in harmonious living. In order to maintain good relationship with our neighbor, we should cultivate certain qualities. Here, in the poem Mending Wall, the poet gives some suggestions for that. The poem Mending Wall was written by Robert Frost. He was an American poet. He was the most celebrated poet in America. Stopping by woods on a snowy evening, The Road Not Taken, Mending Wall are his famous poems. He has received Pulitzer Prize many times. Dear children, let's move to the poem Mending Wall. All the students are requested to read the poem at least twice before you watch this video. When we learn a poem, reading the poem is the first step. Hope you all have completed reading the poem. Mending Wall is a poem which tells about the universal brotherhood. The poet expresses his ideas through two different persons with two different views.
Mending Wall by Robert Frost. Something there is that doesn't love a wall, that sends the frozen groundswell under it, and spills the upper boulders in the sun, and makes gaps even two can pass abreast.
The poem Mending Wall begins with the statement that there is something in nature that doesn't love a wall. That something makes the frozen ground under the wall expand. The expansion of the frozen ground under the wall causes the stones of the wall fall down. Of course, gaps are made when the stones fall off the wall. Sometimes the gaps are big enough to let even two people pass through comfortably.
The work of hunters is another thing. I have come after them and made repair, where they have left not one stone on stone. But they would have the rabbit out of hiding to please the yelping dogs.
Though the poet begins the poem saying that there is something in nature that doesn't love a wall and it may cause the wall fall down, now he doubts that hunters may be the culprits. In order to make the barking dogs happy, hunters may open the hiding places of rabbits, causing the gaps in the wall.
To please the yelping dogs. The gaps, I mean. No one has seen them made or heard them made, but at spring mending time we find them there. I let my neighbour know beyond the hill, and on a day we meet to walk the line and set the wall between us once again.
The poet tells that nobody has ever seen or heard anyone destroying the wall. So there is something mysterious in this. Every spring season, the poet sees the stones fall down and he has to repair it. The poet informs his neighbor who lives near the hill to come and join with him to repair the wall.
We keep the wall between us as we go. To each the boulders that have fallen to each. And some are loaves, and some so nearly balls, we have to use a spell to make them balance. Stay where you are until our backs are turned.
Both the poet and his neighbor walk on both the sides of the wall and pick up the stones and keep it on the right places. As the stones are of different sizes and shapes, it's very difficult to keep the stones on their proper places. The poet humorously says that they should know the art of magic to keep the stones on right places. Some of the fallen stones look like loaves of bread, whereas others look like balls. They tell the stones to stay there till they return back. As they keep stones on the wall without cement, they don't remain there for a long time.
We wear our fingers rough with handling them. Oh, just another kind of outdoor game, one on a side. It comes to little more.
The poet complains that their hands become rough and painful because of the rough and sharp edges of the stones. Still, they enjoy the repairing of the wall like an outdoor game. Both of them walk on either side of the wall, picking up the stones and placing them again.
He is all pine, and I am apple orchard. My apple trees will never get across and eat the cones under his pines, I tell him. He only says, good fences make good neighbors.
Though the poet and his neighbor enjoyed this process of repairing the wall, the poet becomes very much confused and he puts forward the question, why do they need a wall? Is it necessary that they should have a wall? The poet is of the opinion that there is no need of a wall. He justifies his point saying that he has got apple trees and his neighbor has got pine trees. These trees will never enter into others' fields, so they do not need a wall. The neighbor simply says that good fences make good neighbors.
Spring is the mischief in me, and I wonder if I could put a notion in his head. Why do they make good neighbors? Isn't it where there are cows? But here there are no cows.
The poet is not happy with his neighbor's statement that good fences make good neighbors. So he contemplates the significance of a wall. He reaches the conclusion that if they have domestic animals like cows, they may enter into the neighbor's field and destroy the corn kept there. If they don't have cows, definitely there is no need of a wall.
Before I built a wall, I'd ask to know what I was walling in or walling out, and to whom I was like to give offence. Something there is that doesn't love a wall that wants it down. I could say elves to him.
The poet tries to substantiate the point, saying that when we build a wall, we have to keep certain things inside the wall and certain things outside the wall. The poet doesn't like this separation, so he strongly believes that there is no need of a wall. Again, the poet is haunted by the thoughts of the wall. He suspects whether elves, that is, supernatural powers, may be responsible for the destruction of the wall.
But it's not elves exactly, and I'd rather he said it for himself. I see him there, bringing a stone grasped firmly by the top in each hand, like an old stone savage armed.
He himself denies it. While the poet is thinking about all this, his neighbor walks along the wall carrying stones on both his hands. The poet tells that he is an uncivilized man like one who lived in Stone Age. For the poet, both the appearance and attitude of the neighbor is not civilized or progressive.
He moves in darkness, as it seems to me, not of woods only in the shade of trees. He will not go behind his father saying, and he likes having thought of it so well, he says again, "Good fences make good neighbors."
In the last part of the poem, the poet says that his neighbor lives in darkness. He is not ready to accept new ideas, thoughts, and lifestyle. Instead of that, he believes and practices the conventional or traditional customs and lifestyle. But the neighbor repeats, good fences make good neighbors. Thus, the poem presents two different people with two different views. The neighbor justifies the need for the walls or fences, saying that good fences make good neighbors. But the poet is of the opinion that there is no need of walls. The neighbor repeats the proverb and convinces the poet that to maintain good relationship with the neighbors, a wall is necessary. The poem ends with the repetition of the proverb, good fences make good neighbors.